Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome to today's video. Thanks for clicking on it as we go through another pickups video. Today's video is quite Nintendo heavy, which is quite unusual for me. Usually I'm finding a lot of Xbox stuff, a lot of PlayStation stuff, but there's not one PlayStation item in this video, which is yeah, crazy to think about it. Usually it's the other way around. I find a couple of Nintendo things maybe, and then a lot of PlayStation, a lot of Xbox. So. And not only is it Nintendo, but it's a lot of handheld stuff as well, which is even more exciting for me, because as we go throughout the video, you'll just see my love for handhelds, and we're going to do a little bit of a spotlight at the end on some of my Game & Watch collection, and I'll just go through some of my really nice pieces as well with that. So we're going to kick off the video straight away. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoy the content, and we'll just keep on going because the collection's going to keep motoring on. We're going to go into something a bit different, as I'll explain throughout the video. And yeah, thanks very much. All right, we're going to start off with just some VHS that I picked up at this second-hand shop in Grafton. I love Clint Eastwood stuff, so I picked up this one. It's called Where Eagles Dare. So it's basically based on a World War II. It's from 1968, so I haven't watched this one yet. It goes for like 2.5 hours, so we'll get into that one day soon. And another movie which I haven't seen yet is A Few Good Men. Now, I love Jack Nicholson, Demi Moore. I think Kevin Dillon's in this one as well. Kevin Bacon, sorry. Yep, so I'm trying to get VHSs of movies that I haven't seen, that I don't own on either DVD or Blu-ray. So I haven't seen this one. I've always wanted to, so it's in pretty good condition. I think it's practically brand new, so not bad. These were all like $2 each. And the final one I got was Stargate, our classic science fiction film. James Spader. I've been watching a lot of The Blacklist later with Angela, and I really like him as an actor, and obviously his voicing of Ultron in the Avengers movies. Yeah, he's got a great voice, great actor. So Stargate was one of my favourites. So when I saw this one, it's in one of the old sort of clamshell cases, and I cleaned it up a bit, so it turned out all right. Got a few of the old rental stickers off it. So this is one I'm definitely going to watch in the near future. I sat upstairs the other day watching I watched The Last Starfighter on VHS with a beer and some old snacks. So it was a bit of fun, just sitting down, relaxing, and just losing yourself into something old and yeah, retro. And also from that the final thing I got from that shop was this old PC game, Supreme Commander. This is Forged Alliance. This was like $1. It's an RTS from back in the days when the RTSs were hugely popular. I think it's the mid-90s, I think it is. I can't really see, it's a bit dark on the back, but yeah, I grabbed that one for $1. That's that. And then got onto some Facebook Marketplace pickups as we start into the handheld stuff. Now, they had 2 DS games for $10 each, and I quickly swooped on them. I lost a couple this morning, the 3DS ones. I was like going, oh, please let me get these. It was a Mario Luigi game and a Hot Wheels game. But anyway, $5 each, but lost that. But these ones were $10 each. They're from the same seller. I got SimCity DS, so another SimCity and a DS game. They're all really clean with the manuals inside. So I picked up that one. So as you can see, playing some SimCity on the DS will be really cool. And the one I saw first was this Tinkerbell game. It looked pretty cute, if I can use that to describe a video game. So I grabbed that one. So there's Tinkerbell and the Lost Treasure. That's the 2 DS games. Now, my first time I've ever ordered off CX online. There's these couple of games that I'm going to put up now. I've sort of looked at them on eBay, and were quite expensive, like maybe double what I paid off CX. Now, with the CX, as I've seen in many other people's videos, is that it's a bit of a lottery. You don't know what you're going to get. So I wasn't sure if I was going to get the manuals with them, and I did. So the 2 games that I got was this Xbox 360 game, Split Second Velocity. Now, I'd seen it recommended on a couple of other channels over the last few months, and it was like $20-something, mate, about $20 on eBay. And I picked this one up for $7, and you do have to pay like $3 shipping, but overall it was good, and it did have the manual. And I didn't look at any of the footage beforehand. I didn't look at any reviews, screenshots. I just wanted to get it and play it. And it's so unbelievably similar to the Ridge Racer game that I'm playing. Just with the whole sort of destruction, chasing, the arrows, the tracks. It's a little bit slower, I thought. And I used it with the speed controller, and it was very, very hard to use. It was like I was really sort of struggling to turn. So I'm guessing I have to try with it, maybe just play around with it a bit better. Excuse me. Maybe there's some controls I can muck around with, but yeah, so Split Second Velocity. And the next game I got was this Nintendo Wii game, Excite Truck. Now, I saw this recommended also by somebody a while ago, and I've been looking out for it, but it was pretty expensive, like maybe $25. The cheapest one I saw was like actually from the UK for $18 delivered, which was quite unusual. But I didn't want to wait, and then it was on CX for $10, and I picked it up. So I'm pretty sure this one, you use the steering wheel on it. I'm not sure yet, I've got to figure it out. I haven't played this one yet. I did play the split second, but I haven't been upstairs to play the Wii yet. So yeah, I thought I'd just give this Excite Truck a bit of a game. So that's a nice, cool Nintendo Wii game. And I saw this recommended on someone else's video for just being crazy game, and it certainly is. I think I paid $6.50 delivered for this one, nailed. And the name pretty much sums up the game. You're just continually getting nailed. It's a really fast-paced game. I did use the speed wheel on that, and it was pretty good. But the tracks are just, there's arrows going this way and that way. It was really hard to keep up. But I did have a little bit of fun. I'm going to get into it a bit more. And once you sort of maybe familiarise yourself with some of the tracks, you could probably, do some consecutive jumps and really, stay with the pack. So, but yeah, it's just nailed, and you respawn, and if you haven't got the speed to go over another jump, you get nailed again, and it's just funny. So yeah, good fun game. That's on the Xbox 360. Now, I was on part of a Facebook group. It's Game and Watch Australia, and there was a guy on there that put up a Game Boy Advance lot. It was actually a unit. A few games. It was actually Game Boy games, Game Boy Color games, GBA games, and I bid on it, and it finished at like 11 o'clock at night one night, and I got home about 9:30 anyway, so I sort of stayed up. Someone put a bid on for like 50, and then I just bid 85, just going, oh, whatever, you know what I mean? I just, I'm sure it's going to go up more, and then no one bid on it, and I'm like sort of refreshing, thinking, did I just win this? Anyway, I got all this for $85. There was $20 shipping, so it's about $105. So, but when I added up all the individual price of the game, I think it's a pretty good sort of package deal. And I didn't have a GBA, and I really wanted one, so this was a good startup pack for me. So it did have a few Game Boy Color original Game Boy games. Now there's this one here. I don't know too much about it. It's got like 9 or 10 or maybe 12 games. It's got some Game & Watch games. It says it's got Tom and Jerry, Jungle Book, so Asterix. Again, I don't know if this is a bootleg or what it is, maybe part of something, but you can see the Japanese on the, I think it's on the left, right, yep. So there's that one. I haven't checked it out yet, but I don't think it's got oil panic on it, which is a bit of fun. And these were all in pretty good, these are good condition, these other ones. This one's Animaniacs. So there's that one. I haven't played any of these yet. It had Mortal Kombat 3, and as you can see, the labels are really nice. The cartridges themselves are in good condition, nice grey, not discoloured, not really damaged. And this one here's Tasmania. Is it number 2 or just Tasmania? It is Tasmania 2. So that's that one. It's really cool. As you say, nice colours on the label there. And the final one I got was this Power Rangers the movie. So yeah, these are all games I'm definitely going to play soon. And there was one Game Boy Color game, and it was The Mummy Returns. So that's that one there. You can see Brandon there and The Rock. And it also came with its manual. So there's that one. And then I've got 3 Game Boy Advance games with it. And they're all, like I said, they're all sort of games that I felt like I wanted, especially these 3. So this one's Star Wars. Is this Attack of the Clones? No, The New Droid Army. So there's that one. And the next one was a Lord of the Rings. This one's, I think, 2 Towers. So that was that one. So that's another couple of games. And the final game that I got was a Batman game. This one's Get Batman Vengeance. So and that one also came with its manual as well. So there's that. And then finally it's the unit itself. And I'd never seen a Game Boy Advance, and they're really tiny. I sort of had a feeling that they were going to be quite much bigger, but yeah, it's a nice, it's nothing special. It's not like in mint condition or anything like that, but it's definitely playable, and it's, it's definitely sort of, very nice cosmetically. A few scratches on the screen, but yeah. I like to buy one of the GBAs with the IPS screen, the larger screen, but they're like $400 over here, so it's not really a priority yet now that I've got this one. So yeah, all that for like $105. So for me, it's a good startup kit, and really excited to get the Game Boy Advance collection going. Now, I've never played light gun games on any console at home ever, and I've just seen a few people's, sort of reviews and games that they recommend, and I thought I'd start. So, and obviously people think that the Wii is one of the best places to start with its motion controller, so I started by picking up this Perfect Shot Nyko controller, It wasn't cheap. I got it off Amazon actually for $100 roughly delivered, but it's brand new and they go about that anyway online, at least in terms of delivery to Australia, which is, you know, one of the bigger things. You can get them from the US, but then you've got to pay like 30 to 40 Australian dollars to get them delivered. So it's really good. Obviously, it just sort of, the controller just slips in the front, in the top here, and then yeah, you can pretty much go for it. So I'm stinging to get upstairs to play some games. I do have a few games upstairs. I've got to get like House of the Dead. There's a few other games that were recommended, but I do have a couple to start me off. So yeah, I'm really happy with that one. At first I was going to do it, I could get it on the PS3 and maybe some PS4 stuff, but when I saw the Wii, and I just thought, you know what, let's just start on the Wii. Good idea. So yeah, I think when I watched a few videos, a lot of the channel sort of people were recommending this brand and this gun in particular. So that's a great sort of addition to that. All right, the next few games I got from the markets in Coffs Harbour. Now, the guy that I usually go to, this week he didn't have any games there at all. So I wasn't sure if he was like sort of onto the whole thing of that maybe games have a bit more value than what he was selling them for. But there was another dealer on the other side. I've seen him before. It looks a bit sketchy. I wasn't sure if he was going to be overcharging for some of his games. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to ask. So I picked up these 3 games, $4 each. And you know, and the first one was Mario Kart on the Wii. So I picked it up for $4. I was wrapped. That's sick, man. I thought he was going to say like $30 or something, because he seems like that sort of type of guy. And then he had a couple of other games. These are just Xbox One games. I don't have an Xbox One, but they were $4 each. This one's Mad Max. And then a Gears of War. This one's got a rare replay, so it's a double disc. So it's got 30 extra games on it. They're not valuable games. I think they're like $15. I think it's even got a sticker on the inside of this one here, as you can see. So yeah, and then there's the 2 discs that are on the left-hand side here. So that's those 2 from that guy, that seller. And this one come in this morning. I was really hoping it would come in today, because I was going to do the video yesterday, so I sort of delayed it. And I was just, because this is like the last pickup for this sort of phase of collecting or my buying. I haven't got anything ordered or at the moment. So this was the last one, and it's actually a Sega Mega Drive game. So this one's Shadow of the Beast 2. So Shadow of the Beast was one of my favorite sort of games when I was young, like as a teenager, probably like 16, 17. Just the art, the graphics, and the sort of the company Psygnosis was one of my favorite, along with the Bitmap Brothers, the music, and it was really good. And I want to sort of be a little bit selective with my Mega Drive collection. I don't have too many. I think this is my 5th game. Some of the other ones I got started off with are pretty bad condition, but I thought I'm going to pick up some good condition ones. So I paid $60 plus $10 delivery for this one, but it's in really good condition, and it come with a lot of inserts, which is another sort of bonus. You know, the manual's in really nice condition, and it come with all these other little inserts, like a little, you know, I guess there's sort of registration cards, so to say. There's a registration card and all these other sort of bits and pieces. You can sort of see this one's got a Genesis thing there, and yeah, and the cart's in really nice clean condition, beautiful colors on that. So, and this is a game that I can play. Like, I don't have it really on any other system. I've got it on the Amiga, but my Amiga's not working at the moment, and it's not in any sort of, you know, greatest hits, or it might not even be on like the Nintendo store. So yeah, really nice condition. I know there's Shadow of the Beast one, which I might get one day, but to kick that off, awesome. Now the next pickup is a massive pickup. I've been wanting this for a long time. I actually raised the money through some comic sales, so it took me like 2 weeks to raise the money for this item. Sold 2 comics, one for $8.50 and one for like $2.40. If you take off the fees, it was end up being like 13%, so I got like $900 and something. And what I got is this 3DS Super Nintendo edition. I've just always wanted it. I've just kept seeing the prices have gone up, probably like maybe, you know, 10-20% over the last year or so. They were hovering around 700. This guy had this one listed at 1,000, and I offered him 900 and he took it. This was listed as brand new, unopened, and I could sort of tell that because I'd left the box open actually, because it was like I didn't want to sort of bend this thing by closing it, opening and closing it all the time. So yeah, the system is brand new. I'll just pull it up right now, and this is it, the Super Nintendo 3DS. This is a 3DS XL, and it's just, you know, there's just things that are sexy about tech, and this is certainly one of them. Just beautiful, brand new. You know, it's never been used, and I'm not going to use this one either. I'm going to keep this as a collection piece. The comic that I sold was a Wonder Woman variant from like 2015. It's one of my favorite Linda Carter covers. It was a beautiful, 1 in 25 variant, 9.8 CGC. So I wanted to have something in similar sort of, quality to replace. If I'm going to sell something with quality, I want to buy something with quality, and this Super Nintendo 3DS is definitely that. So that's going to be a beautiful collection piece. And it got me sort of looking onto other 3DS pieces and 2DS, and it was just opened up a whole door. I got so excited. I'm like, this is what I'm going to collect. So in the near future, I'm still sort of actively putting stuff on eBay, hoping to make some sales, raising some money. So I got a little bit saved up for the next piece I got my eye on. So at the moment, I'm sort of holding off buying some video games, at least, things that are just basically market price instead of bargains off Facebook Marketplace or whatever, to raise some money for a new 3DS. And I've got a 2DS I want to get as well. I don't have a 2DS, and I just love my DS IXL that I've got already. So I just, it's really exciting, and you sort of got to calm yourself, like, no, just relax, bro. What I'll do now, I'm going to go out into the other room and just show you some of my Game & Watch collection, and it sort of is, it's sort of further sort of shows my love for handheld. So for this video to be handheld heavy, it's really good. It's good fun, like Game Boy games, color games, GBA, 3DS. It's sick, man. All right, we're going to turn the camera around and just go through my Game & Watch collection, and I'm going to show you one of my absolute beautiful conditions Nintendo Game & Watches. All right, pretty much my first ever handheld was my first ever item, which is my Donkey Kong Jr., which is down here. So I bought this when I was probably 8 years old, so it's about over 40 years old now, and it's still with me, still played. So the fact that I've still got my first Nintendo handheld is really, it's nice to have that as part of the collection. And some of these other pieces are originals from our collection, such as that Donkey Kong there, the fire. I think there's also a fire attack at the bottom. We'll start at the top here. Now, a few of these are my more recent pickups. This Snoopy's my latest. Snoopy was one of the games that I always wanted, and it was in a pickups video a few months ago. So I got a really nice condition unit here, and I'm really fussy about the condition I get with my Game & Watches because they're expensive. So, if you can save, not save money, but if you spend money and get what you want, then that's what's important. So I got that one for $150. Safe buses I got for my 40th for my parents, along with Gold Cliff, which is down here. Well, my family, I should say. So they're like 9 years old. I got Popeye like a year and a bit ago on the Panorama. Now the Panoramas are really expensive, like hundreds of dollars each. And this octopus I picked up really cheaply off Facebook Marketplace maybe at the start of the year. It's a Futuretronics, which means it's an Australian release. And then we got Donkey Kong 3 at the back there. I don't think this one works anymore. I'm not sure. I picked it up out of a bin years and years ago, and I just like to have some Mario stuff. Just sort of, it's an old Valiant comic there. You need the Super Mario Brothers. It's the Adventures of Super Mario Brothers are just the reprint. So some of those early Valiant books are really valuable. So if you ever see them around, make sure you pick them up, because there's some of the original. That was before. Oh, this is the Valiant. Like the original ones I think are Acclaim and Valiant, but make sure if you keep an eye out for those books, they're worth a lot, especially the Zelda ones. So that's that level here. And down the back, I've got Blip. So this is back from the 1983. So this is a newsstand edition. You can't see the barcode. So this is a 9.6. So this is the first appearance of Donkey Kong and Mario in comic books. Now, that's a really high grade. I don't know what price that would be worth, but I've always loved Blip. There was 6 issues altogether. I'd like to get all 6, but maybe one day. And at the back, I bought a box for Greenhouse a couple of years ago during the pandemic. So I've got a greenhouse inside with the foam and the manual. And on the left, I've got Mickey and Donald, Gold Cliff, Zelda. I found that in the same bin I found that Donkey Kong 3. Some of these units have really bad screen bleed, so they're not playable, but I just keep them just to display. There's another Mario Brothers behind that, little Mario sitting there. And as you can see at the back here, there's Popeye, Mickey Mouse, another octopus, Donkey Kong. You can see the screen bleed there on fire. Not much you can do. And this Turtle Bridge was also one of my favorite games. I picked this one up, I don't know, yeah, a few years ago. I just don't get too many per year. The game that sort of kicked it off for me in the sort of more modern pickups of Game & Watch, which is Oil Panic at the back. We'll get that one out later. This was like I wasn't even collecting video games. I was playing World of Warcraft mostly. And one night I was just sitting there and I just saw this come up. It was $380 and it's basically a mint complete boxed of the second edition of Oil Panic. It's everything. It's unbelievable. I think I've only turned it on twice. I think I've only had it out of the box 3 times since I bought it. So I've bought that maybe 10 years ago, maybe 11 years ago. And soon after that, I bought this Donkey Kong Hockey. These are one of the cheaper ones that you can buy, quite, like almost new old stock, so to say. This one doesn't have the batteries. I think a lot of people took the batteries out of them because the batteries can be more valuable than these actual units when they're in their little original pack. So the helmet next to it there I got from Japan. It's not a bad unit. It was a pretty good price. I think $70 or $80. Again, a lot of these units here I bought before there was the big boom, like in 2020 with the pandemic. So prices will probably come down a little bit, but they're still quite high. And again, I bought that Donkey Kong Jr. Panorama around about that same time as helmet, as I was just getting, just units here and there, such as that Turtle Bridge there. And as we head down to the final layer down, shelf down the back, we got the 2 anniversary editions of Zelda and Mario Brothers. I've basically just left them sealed. I can buy another one of them whenever I want, so I'll just leave them there for now. I got a second Popeye that one of Angela's friends gave me when she saw that I collected. She said it wasn't working, so I just put batteries in it, and there you go, that's how it worked. And as you can see down the bottom here, you can see the fire attack with the screen bleed again. And on the right-hand side is my only tabletop, which is Snoopy. I've got the box upstairs. The box is it's quite damaged, but yeah, it's still, to have a box for Snoopy Panorama, it's nice. It does work, obviously, this one. Really good condition. You can sort of see a nice blacks, really nice color yellow, and yeah, I just love the way they work with the mirrors and stuff, especially on these panoramas. So what I'll do now, I'm going to get this Oil Panic out, and you can just see how beautiful a condition it is, and that then sort of just illustrates my love for just really clean mint condition handhelds. All right, we'll grab that up. And there's a couple of books too that I sort of pick up over the way. Just sort of gives you the whole history of Nintendo, all the units, their rarity, and yeah, there's the unofficial Game & Watch collector's guide too. So yeah, things like that. All right, let's get this Oil Panic out. All right, so here it is here. I'm just trying to muck around with the screen. It does have a little bit of a price sticker on the side. I could probably get it off, but it doesn't really worry me. It's not like I'm ever going to sell it. To me, this is one of probably my really most favorite pieces in my collection. Yeah, especially being Game & Watch. So you can see the box is quite nice and shaped. The flaps are sort of maybe a bit loose on this side here, but again, I don't really open it up very often. This is like the 4th time, so right, let's get it out of the box. So there's the unit there, that's the box here. You can see by the tray, it's in really beautiful condition. And these are the batteries. So these are being confirmed as being like the original batteries for that. The original batteries for this sort of 2nd edition, I believe it was. You can get it out of there. You can see that again, the tray's beautiful. They can be sort of torn. There's the manual there. It's got the caution sheets there. More caution sheets, and it's got these little stickers. So they're the ones you used to put them over the battery cover, just to keep the battery cover closed. It's even got, they call them the baggie, so it's got the baggie with it. And then you can sort of see, just how beautiful it is. Usually they're prone to scratching. The clasp can break there. It's got the serial numbers just beautiful and clear. The battery cover obviously is fairly, is in mint. You can see it might have a little bit of a mark there, but overall, and then you can open it up. Again, it's just, absolutely in beautiful condition. You can see the sort of down here, these can be prone to scratching or even missing. The screws are all just beautiful and silver. Screen's gorgeous, so yeah, that's one of my favorites. And the story sort of behind this is when we were at school. This is sort of the reason why I got it. When we were at school, I remember like some of the kids used to have oil panic, and I used to watch people play it, but I never sort of got to play it myself. It was always one that I've always wanted to get. You know, I just had that sort of real sort of nostalgia, that sort of real, I want one of these. When I saw this one come up, I'm like, I've got to have it. So yeah, and that's oil panic there. So yep, I hope you like that. And that's why I love these clean units, and that's why the 3DS has got me so excited. It's like a next level sort of, yeah, console. And even when you look at the Switch as well, the Switch is just, and like when you think about playing Donkey Kong Jr. back in 40 years ago, now you got the Switch. It's just crazy stuff. All right, we'll just turn this camera around and then we'll finish off the video. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. As you can see, I've got my little Donkey Kong sort of Junior, my original one. You can see the screen's still pretty good. You can still sort of play it. Used to love the noises. Still do. Just love all those simple sort of, you know, you're out, brother. All right, thanks everyone. I'm out too. You know, it was a bit of fun this afternoon. Might put some Shadow of the Beast on. Check it out. Put everything else away, and yeah, have a good weekend, and I'll see you soon.